Hello everybody, I'm AxoChimp, and this is Superheroes Who Need VR Games. So, I haven't played this game, but Batman Arkham Shadow, heard it was pretty good, one of the best games on VR in years, I heard, for the Batman community. Now, there was a Batman game before Batman Arkham Shadow, called Batman Arkham VR, but it was more of a Batman-themed puzzle game rather than a Batman Arkham game in VR. And, well, there was also the Deadpool VR game, but I don't really care about that one. But it does leave quite a question, at least for me. What other superheroes deserve VR video games? So we already know the usual, Spider-Man needs a VR game, Superman needs a VR game. That would be cool, but I don't really care if they got one or not. It would be cool to swing around as Spider-Man, or fly around as Superman, but it's probably been done plenty. So, a game that I would rather like to have is the greatest space cop in the DC universe, the Green Lantern. Because there's so much potential for a Green Lantern VR game, especially if they make it kind of like a D&D style thing, or kind of like Fable. I watched a video on Fable because it's getting a new game, and well, heard you could make different choices so that every choice makes an impact on the game. And if that is true, that would be perfect for VR games like a Green Lantern game where you don't play as an existing Green Lantern, you play as your own Green Lantern that you customize yourself. Then, once you're done, you can stay a Green Lantern, or throughout your gameplay, you can do things that ends up pushing you towards the side of other Green Lantern, other Lantern Corps. Like if you save every single character and don't get any buildings damaged or anything during some missions, you could become a Blue Lantern, as that would be pretty hopeful. Or if you just barely make it by, you would just stay a Green Lantern because, Green Lantern's mid. I'm gonna anger a lot of people with that comment, but Green Lantern is mid. But his game ideas aren't. I would love to fly around space, going to each individual mission, and as its own little level of going through space to get to the mission. And then we could have more mellowed quests where we just, go back to Earth and chill there for a few missions. Like stopping some murders or whatever, based on the Lantern show. Or you could go face the Black Hand, or Parallax. And you can become a different different Lantern through ways you play the game, as I already said. Or you can go to war with other Lantern Corps, as this game will be multiplayer. Think Destiny 2, where it can be played as a single-player experience, but it's also a multiplayer game, so you can also meet or play against other players. So that is my idea for a Green Lantern game. It would be kind of like an RPG where you could level up the power you can exude with the ring, like make other kinds of structures instead of just like the basic orbs and walls. You can create stuff like a sword or a minigun or stuff like that, the more you level up. You can do this with any of the rings, but the Green Lantern ring would be the main one, so that would be the main one. Now, here's another game that I don't need to be VR, but would be amazing if it was VR. And that is a Flash game where you're either Wally or Barry. It doesn't really matter for which Flash you are, but you can play as the Flash, learning and leveling up the Speed Force as you go against characters like Zoom, Reverse Flash, and other popular Flash villains throughout Flash's decades of publication. You can also have this unique ability where you can rewind gameplay, but it will always be slightly different from the first time you played. So like if you go up against a boss, you could end up reversing it and the boss could become stronger. Or the boss has different abilities. Or you skip the boss entirely and face him later as a completely stronger character that is very, very deadly. So, that is an idea. And you can choose which kind of Speed Force you have. Like, do you want to go up against superheroes and be in the negative Speed Force? Or would you rather be part of the normal Speed Force and go up against characters that are villains? Some missions could be like going up against Captain Cold and his rogues. Or you go up against characters that are equal to you. Stuff like that. That would be awesome. But here's the big one. The one I've been saving for last. Batman Arkham Shadow 2. Okay, I'm joking. But still, it would be pretty cool to have. But no, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a Avengers game. Now, would I prefer to have just a Spider-Man or Iron Man game? Hell yeah. But this video is long enough, so just gonna chalk it all up into a giant Avengers game. But remember this, it was originally going to just be a Spider-Man game or Iron Man game, and we were gonna have 4 games instead of 3 game ideas. But this video is long enough, longest video I've made. I made a script, but I'm kind of going off the script, so should get back to it. So the game that I have for the idea is an Avengers game with the cast of Captain America, Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Thor. They could change up that cast, but really the 4 characters you can't are Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Thor, as they would be the best characters to play as. Captain America, he's cool, but he's not exactly golden for a VR-style game. You want to play a VR-style beat-em-up, go play a VR-style beat-em-up. So, you could go up against characters like Loki and Ultron, Thanos and all of them from the Avengers movies. Or you could go up against other characters from the comics and other things like that. This could be an MCU game based off of Secret War whenever it comes out. That would be pretty cool. Having Secret War be a game, that would be awesome. If the movie's good. Probably won't be, but if it is, that would be a pretty cool idea. You could go up against characters like Venom. You could go up against each other. Or you could just make VR or Marvel Rivals. I don't judge. Well, I do, but not often. Anyways, that's it for my ideas. This video might sound a little ranty. It literally is. I wanted to talk about something, and, well, I can't really stick to a script very well. So I ended up going off of stuff very much. But every idea was the exact thing I scripted, just went off a bit, so I'm going to end the video now, and hopefully I can animate this video pretty well. That isn't just me standing there the entire episode, okay? See ya!